I'll show you a 3-step system that not only helps manage your money, but also adapts to whatever your income level is. It's something only a very small percent of the population actually do, and it's called the 75-10-15 rule. Think of it as a framework to follow every time you get paid. Whether you make 25,000 or 80,000, you'd follow the same 3-step process. Spend smarter, not harder. Let's kick things off with the 75% rule. This isn't your typical pinch every penny advice. Instead, it's about spending wisely. For every pound you earn, 75p is yours to spend on whatever you need, whether it's rent, groceries, or maybe a new electronic device. The important part is knowing your limit encourages you to make better decisions, because you're not just spending, you're spending with purpose. You start concentrating on quality over quantity. You're choosing value, not just flashy labels. And in reality, the wealthiest people aren't always the flashiest. They understand the power of smart spending. This category allows you to buy things you need to survive. Doesn't mean you have to strictly stick to the 75% rule, it's just your upper limit. The key things to remember is focusing on value and looking for cheaper alternatives. Have you ever noticed how some people always seem to afford the things that truly matter, like a relaxing holiday or a nice home, without breaking the bank? Well, that's because they're not spending without a plan. They're sticking to their budget, and that 75% gives them the freedom to enjoy their life without the guilt. If you manage to spend even less, then that's great. That extra money isn't just sitting idle, it's being put to work in other ways like savings or investments. Let's take a look at a real life example. Say you're earning £2,000 a month. With the 75% rule, you'd allocate £1,500 for your monthly expenses. Now, instead of going all out on a car lease that eats up half your budget, you might opt for a reliable used car that costs less. This way you're freeing up money for other things that bring value to your life, like travel or hobbies. Or maybe you're renting an apartment. Instead of going for the luxury high maintenance flat, you might opt for a comfortable place that meets your needs but then doesn't blow your budget. This isn't about deprivation though, it's about making choices that align with your financial goals. If you want to take your smart spending to the next level, you can start by tracking your expenses. There are plenty of apps out there that can help you see where your money is going and identify areas where you can cut back without feeling the pinch. Another tip is to look for deals and discounts on the things that you need. A little effort can go a long way in stretching your budget. This is something that helps me, it might help you too, but I try to adopt a wait before you buy rule. So if I see something that I want, I give myself 24 to 48 hours before purchasing it. Now usually that impulse will fade and I realized I didn't need the thing in the first place. And that simple habit can save you from spending unnecessarily and keeping your budget on track. Now let's talk about security, the 10% rule. This part of the rule is all about peace of mind. Take 10p from every pound you earn and stash it away in an emergency fund. This isn't just for a rainy day, it's about having a financial cushion that keeps you stable when life throws you a curveball. Now why is this important? There was a study showing a surprising number of people struggling to pay for an emergency expense. Now this money is only for an emergency, so like if your boiler breaks down, whether it's an unexpected car repair, a medical bill, or a sudden job loss. Your emergency fund is there to keep you afloat, and the goal really is to have 5 to 6 months of living expenses saved up. Now with that kind of buffer, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're no longer at the mercy of life's uncertainties because you have a plan in place. A friend of mine lost his job unexpectedly. He had no emergency fund and really had to rely on credit cards to get by. Debt eventually piled up and it took him years to dig himself out. On the other side, another friend was in a similar situation, but had saved up 6 months worth of expenses. That emergency fund gave him the breathing room to search for a new job without the pressure of those immediate financial stresses. Now these examples just highlight the importance of the 10% rule. It's not just about having money saved, it gives you the peace of mind. How do you build this safety net? You need to start by setting up an automatic transfer to a separate savings account each payday. Now, this way you're paying yourself first and the money is out of sight, out of mind. You look for a high yield savings account so that your money is working for you even while it's just sitting there. And remember, the key is consistency. If you can't put 10% away right away, just start with what you can and just increase it slowly over time. The important thing is to start now. It's also worth noting that there is such a thing as saving too much money. Now, once you have those months of expenses saved and ready, you can move on to investing. Finally, let's talk about the future. 15% rule is your ticket to making those dreams reality. Take 15p from every pound and invest it in your future. This isn't just about saving, it's about growing your wealth over time. Investing can seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. And you need to start with using tax-friendly accounts like an ISA if you're in the UK, or a Roth IRA if you're based in the US. These accounts offer tax benefits that can help your money grow more efficiently, whether through tax-deferred or tax-free growth. When it comes to choosing investments, you don't have to be a stock market expert. Simple things like a low-cost index fund and ETFs are the best options because they spread your risk across a wide range of assets. This way you don't have to worry about picking an individual stock or trying to time the market. Picking and investing stocks is expensive and can be quite time-consuming. So if you're new to investing, consider setting up a regular contribution to your investment account. You can can automate your investments, and that just makes sure that you're consistently building your portfolio, even if you're not actively thinking about it. And over time, thanks to the power of compounding, your money can grow significantly, helping you reach your financial goals a lot quicker. Let's say you invest £100 a month starting in your 20s. If you average a 7% annual return, by the time you retire, you could have over £100,000 saved. And that's just with a modest monthly contribution. The earlier you start, the more time you have for your money to grow, thanks to compounding. Now, if you want to get the most out of your investments, you need to diversify your portfolio. This just means spreading your money across different types of assets, so like stocks, bonds, and real estate. Diversification helps reduce risk and can lead to more stable returns over time. You also want to reinvest your dividends. When your investments pay out a dividend, you should reinvest that instead of cashing out. This can accelerate your portfolio's growth and help you reach your financial goals faster. So there you have it, that's the 75-10-15 rule. It's not about being frugal or depriving yourself of what makes you happy. It's about spending smarter, saving for security, and investing in a future where money isn't always a constant worry. This rule is your roadmap to financial freedom, and it's simple enough that anyone can follow it. So are you ready to take control of your finances and start living the life you deserve? Let's make it happen. Start applying the 75-10-15 rule today and watch how your financial life transforms. You've got this.